Hey everybody, this is probably one of the most exciting parts of the course for me when I get to see what you choose personally from what you've learned, and by next week you will have listened to feedback, responded to feedback, and move forward with your personal choice. So this is going to be the highlight of your website, of your portfolio. So it really has to be like a stellar collection of work. And I think every one of you have gotten really great starts. So let's take a look. Start with Miss Astrid here. And Astrid went all Easter on us. Why not? I think it's adorable. So I talked to you a little bit about this already, Astrid. And I love the choices that you made, and everyone responded well to your background and, you know, the images where your little chick appears to be, you know, peeking or, you know, has some life to it, some kind of cartoon life. And, but in the end, I want you to think about, how do I best represent myself? Am I going to call this still life photography? Am I going to call it product photography? You know, and in either of those cases, you would want to, you know, have maybe just one of your best image of this, you know, these subjects that you have here. And then try it with another collection of subjects, and maybe even a third collection. So you can really show your range, your skills with composition and lighting, and just making your images fun and inviting. So I would definitely choose one of these. You know what my favorite is. It's just something about this, and I know other people respond more to this. I'm going to say your call, because I think, you know, in hindsight, that it does really work. So I think that that's a really cute one, and you have made it your own there. And then maybe the flowers could be another subject. I don't know about just the pot by itself. Although, you know, if I had to choose one, I'd probably, I like this one, that you can see the whole bow and there's some interesting lighting, and I don't mind this one either. So you may have your 3 subjects already, but I still would encourage you to shoot more and, you know, show more of a range. So it doesn't all seem like an Easter theme and that's what you do. Do you know what I mean? So, although, you know, you could be really specific and call it Easter still life, still lives. Don't say still lives. Some people say that. They're still lifes. I don't care how you say the word life and live or live. They're still lives. Okay. And alright, and you've got all your raw files there. You've gotten so much great feedback. I think it's wonderful. I did look into your contact sheets in detail, and actually we can see them pretty well here. But I did look at each one closely to make my decisions. And I encourage you to do the same. You know, look at how does it come together? You know, what is this picture saying? Are people going to be impressed by how it appears, how I arranged it, how clear it is, how I did the lighting? You know, you want to impress people. You want them to remember your work. You know, you never know when you might get a job out of this, and So many people that I've taught have, so I totally encourage you to go as far as you can with it. Okay, so great job for Astrid. Great ideas. And so much great feedback. Okay, on to Abby. And Abby, when I first saw your pictures, I was just thinking, oh, that's a really great idea. I just adore the blue of the pool water and the shells together, you know? It's almost like white sand beaches. So I do like that. This, then again, when I saw the motion of the water swirling around the shell, I thought, that's pretty brilliant. I'm so happy that you noticed that and how the light caught those, you know, those textures and those patterns in the water. And I like that one too. So this is a really cool skill that you have here with the water and the shells. But this is like awesome marketing. I love that we can see the title of the book, the sunglasses, the pink and the blue water in the background look amazing on your white Adirondack chair. Who wouldn't want to be sitting there right now? You know, possibly with a cold drink. So that is great advertising. And then I did want to look more closely at your contact sheet. So hold on a sec. Okay, here we go with Abby's contact sheet. I'm going to look really carefully. And I definitely think that's the better shot of those two. That one in comparison I think is a little generic. But I miss, and I love seeing you go through these ideas, and the shadow is really cool on this one. It is here too, but I think there's too much pool information. I mean, I love the color. The color, I just, you know, you've got to keep that color. Here, you know, see like the pool is a little more abstract, and I like that. It kind of works here. Trying to navigate around without touching anything. Yeah, you got some really beautiful ripples in the water. See, now I don't think you chose this next one here, 86, but I really like that one. And then this one, I love the inclusion of the blue. It's just kind of cute. It's fun to look at shells. So yeah. And again, we've got those beautiful ripples. I love how here we combine with just that color of the pool, so it's a little bit more abstract. So this is a definite keeper right here. A keeper. It's abstract enough that, you know, we don't have too much information, but we know what we're seeing. And then I think this was a good idea as well. I like the reflection in the glasses. I mean, I could imagine all kinds of things, like you with maybe your legs crossed sitting on the chair reflected in the sunglasses, and you know, it kind of takes away from, like, to me, you know, the pool surround. It's really like a cage. So we want to keep this open enough so that no one feels closed in. Do you know what I mean? Because of the idea. And then that one, oh wait, let me see, which one was it? Yeah, it is definitely that one, the closer cropped one. That is another star image. And I like the idea of this one. I just, the bars kind of, they kind of come into your brain, and, you don't know if you want bars in your brain. So I think you've got a couple really good, excellent images to begin. And I would encourage you to be, really thoughtful about where you're going to go next. How are you going to add to this body of work? Think about abstractions. So you're giving the feeling of summer, but you don't want to give that closed in, pool in the backyard. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful pool. But I think people would be more impressed to know that you took the more abstract images at your pool at your house, and made it feel like you're at in the Caribbean, right? So I would push a little further to see if you can come up with anything else for next week. But by all means, definitely keep those last two for sure. And then you can kind of look around to the other ones that are good and see if you want to include 3. But I would encourage more shooting and more ideas. Okay, that's my advice. All right, I'm going to pause and go back to the next person. Oh, by the way, Abby, your whole collection here made me think of something. Made me think of a student from the past. And she didn't want to show her face in the image, but she did put on like a bright red bathing suit and showed herself in front of the pool, but she kind of made it so that you couldn't tell it was a pool. And then she bought this huge fish, or I don't know, somebody caught it, and she held it in front of her face. And it was just hysterical, it was just not only beautiful, inviting, and the colors were so rich and vibrant, but she made it funny. So, just ideas, things that you could try. All right, let's go to, oh, and you got lots of great feedback too. I love the way you guys all take care of each other. It's so sweet. Okay, here's Sydney. Sydney, she went on a massive photo shoot. And I'll tell you, Sydney, that's just what I do. I can't stop once I get out there. And I'm constantly looking at things and almost just imagining the picture in my brain. And then I got to come back and see if I can get it when I'm not on my way to work. Okay, so wow, 300 photos. So we'll come back to your contact sheets and look at your favorites. Pardon me, I've been up since 4:30. So, so you're thinking of depth of field, which I think is wonderful, and you've got some really incredible images here. I'm just kind of blown away. That beautiful blurred background here, and all the colors, and the bee, and the little dots of red and orange, it's just beautiful. And then, this butterfly is amazing enough, but this is just blew me away. I'm captivated. I'm so impressed that you were able to get a moving subject, clear, tack sharp, and then so much beautiful blur behind it. This image is gorgeous. So you could call it something like just nature photography, right? Or give it a name like as if you were titling a series. I was going to say birds and bees and butterflies, but there's more than that. there's no birds. Bees, butterflies, and beautiful girl. I don't know, I'm just spitballing. But this, you know, the way you've lit up these leaves with that light, beautiful. And this one is very different than the others, but it's almost like a different direction, you know, because it's cooler, it's more evening, it's more gardening than wildlife, you know, outdoors. It's more cultivated. But that doesn't mean that a cultivated garden can't be beautiful. And here it appears, who did you say that was? Hold on, wait, is that your dad? I think you wrote Daddy. Pardon me for not remembering exactly where I saw that. It happens. Oh, okay. Thought you had written that somewhere. Okay, I love this. I love this portrait through the flowers, this pink house in the background, the green, and it's so clever the way he's partially hidden behind the flowers. And I love this composition. You know, you're framing him in several different ways. Excellent. And so this could be like a portrait section. Baby girl and her pup. Love this. Love the reaching and her little friend here, and it's beautiful. And this one even more so because of her expression. It's just, you know, it's a little work of art. Even the trees in the distance, you know, a little row of trees, and gosh, the colors are gorgeous. And close up. And this is sweet too. I think if you were going to do something like pet portraits, you could include something like that. So you've got a whole bunch of different ideas here. So even though they were all done, you know, in a day. So I'm going to pause and go look at your contact sheets more closely. Okay, so you started out with some landscapes. I kind of wonder what that thing is. It's not a bad photo. I kind of like how it's divided in half here. This. Look at that sweet girl. Oh my gosh. Her little pigtail sweeping up in the wind. That is just so funny, but she looks like she's either irritated by the wind or, Mommy, are you taking my picture again? Such a good model. This is pretty too. I don't know if this part is clear enough, but it's a really good idea. And this is nice. I like the dark background, and it's almost like a spiral that moves you through. And this is nice. There's something a little bit, do you see what I mean? A little bit odd going on there between her ponytail and, I guess that's maybe a leaf hanging down. But sometimes you just don't see those things until it's, you know, you're back at home looking at bigger on the computer. So all of these are really pretty. But I would say you would have to choose one from those. Oh, that's why her hair flipped up. It wasn't clipped. That's so cute though, back of her head. And I love how you're getting all of these moments at the same time. Take advantage of that. Definitely continue with the portraits. Baby girl. Okay, now this is very interesting and different. Okay, completely different. It's got a whole darker tone to it, darker feel with the red and the dark green. But I like it. Tough call. I think I like this one better though. And that's a bee. Huh. Let's see the bee better in the other one. But there's mysteries to be solved, so everything doesn't have to be evident. And this is nice too. So clear, and then that beautiful blur. You know I'm a sucker for that. And she's plucking little leaves of grass. She is such a doll. Oh, I really, really like this. It's just, you've got so many different subjects here. I mean, it feels unusual, you know? With these odd, like, I guess they're shriveled up, and those are the flowers that, from the past, you know? But, I just think this is beautiful. And I like that one. That's more traditional, I would say. And I think something unusual is going on here too. Doesn't it almost appear like this is a person? With a black jacket and a white t-shirt? I don't know. I'm vision challenged, but I tend to see things. And that's pretty too. I mean, it's, like I said about the others, it's more traditional. There's not that, like, ambiguity to it. You're searching for things, you know? Like, I think this one is even better because it has those two little buds in the center. It's cute, cute couple. And there goes that chubby bumblebee again. See, that's tough to follow a bumblebee. But these are, they're so lovely. Okay, that was one. Let's try number 2. Yeah, I swear you could just make a portfolio out of this day's shoot. Such a successful shoot. Okay, so I think in your edited photos, you made this pink much brighter, or much more saturated, if I'm correct. So, I guess you've got, maybe there's just several different shades of these. And I do see now where I saw that your dad, you named the photo that. Look at that bokeh. Oh, I just adore it. action. A bee and a bumblebee. Or no, a bee and a butterfly. Can I talk anymore at this point in the day? I try. I like the composition of this one, really. Poor little butterfly, a little bit injured. And then this, all of this beautiful blur. So you could actually have a category that shallow depth of field. You could actually do that. There's that little bee. You must have really good vision. And that is beautiful. Beautiful. Also good. Just delightful. Yeah, you've just got a knack for composing. You know, it's like a little framing of the butterfly with the pink. But then that more unusual images get me too. Yeah, I mean, I love it. It's just, you know, it'll have to be edited down. But it's really just so, so good. So interesting. I don't know if this one's actually sharp enough. Ooh, and is that another little bug over there? What a fun day your daughter must have had. Oh, sweet. Those vines. I'm in love with vines. Very, very sweet. This butterfly was not shying away. I think he's excited to get his close-up today. Yeah, oof, look at that. Just taking us through. Beautiful. That's so nice. I think we like this one better though. Is it that one? Oh, this is the one that was one of your favorites. All the flowers are looking down. Anybody else is getting tired of hearing me talk about Sydney's work, feel free to fast forward. Because really this is just feedback for Sydney right now. She's got some decisions to make. Yep, I just love it. The unusual ones especially. It's just like a strange beauty, you know? Okay, that was 2. We gotta get 3. Okay. Only, this is more portraits, I see. Oh my goodness. She's decorating herself with flowers. That's so cute. She's good at sitting still for a little while. See, I think that's your keeper there because the pink is framing all the way around. Oh. And a leaf she tosses out of the way of the flowers. That's sweet too. Goodness, what a beautiful place you have. I'm guessing this is your parents' place, maybe where you grew up. Cute. Yeah, that's a really good one. Almost looks like the dog has a little petal in his mouth, or her mouth. Wow. Your pup is good at checking on baby Luna. Oh, so sweet. She's making this beautiful flower wonderland all around her. Oop. And everything just looks so fresh and inviting. Okay, I think that might be it. Yeah. All right, Sydney, I think I've given you tons of things to work on, feedback, things that you need to think about. And good luck, and let me know if you need any help getting ready for next week. Okay, let's see who we've got next. Belinda. Belinda, you had me a hello. That's really, really well done. You were able to get the color of the sunset, and then, you know, you still have enough light on your daughter and her best friend. You know, this could just be like a whole best friends vacation. You know, that's something that I think people would be interested in having a photographer for. You know, best friends kind of stuff. Me and my BFF. This one is funny because it looks like they're wearing a crown. The trees behind. Oh, it's my youngest brother's birthday. Sending me messages. Okay, so let's take a look at your contact sheets, Belinda. I think these are great favorites. Okay, so contact sheet number 1 was from the adventure. So let's look a little closer at these. Okay, that's the last one. Gosh, that hair. Okay, I think this one's very successful. And I love how they're wearing like kind of the same kind of shoes. It's really cute. A couple of blondies out on the beach. Aww. And this one, her friend looks so much taller. You know, I know she is taller, but because, you know, the proximity to the camera. But still very, very cute. I'm sure they will treasure these. Yeah, I really like that one too. Really shallow depth of field. So there we've got the opposite effect. Your daughter looks taller and older. Oh. What a pair. This one is nice because the two of them are super clear. I don't know if I would straighten this line though. I think I might. It's worth experimenting, let's just say. Okay, that's beautiful. Might be too similar to the first one with the sunset. I would think, you know, that would probably be your choice just because of the color. This one is really good too. And now that I see this crown over them, I can't unsee it. They're a single princess. A single crown. Oh, they look so shy. Middle school. Okay, that might be the last one. All right, yes it is. Okay, so to move forward with this project, you know, BFFs, best friends at the, you know, on vacation, I mean, whatever you want to call it. And then maybe you could show them in other locations, you know, maybe having a sleepover. I don't know. Trying to think of ways to expand this. You could have 2 other best friends, you know, and just have it be about best friends. Or even, you know, a total of 3 groups of 2 best friends. Just to show your range and variety. Okay, now I'm going to look at your older daughters, the pictures that you took for all of her accomplishments. Okay, and you said you got model permissions for all of these, which I am impressed. That's so thoughtful. Look at you attending to your personal and civic duties. Very smart. Okay, let's see. I think this is the first one, right? Yes. Okay, let's see if we've got... This one I think I'm kind of missing her feet, and I would definitely straighten these lines. And you know how easy that is, right, in Photoshop. I hope you've seen me show that one. If not, just let me know. It's a piece of cake. Okay, here we can see both of their feet. Not missing any appendages. Yeah. The other thing that you can do with something like this is you could crop it and then go to the corner of the crop window and you can rotate it so that it straightens it out and crops it at the same time. So always, you know, experiment. Although this one, maybe you have to check the original file, make sure that's clear enough. But otherwise, a good image. Oh, here we've got another member. And then this one is really cute because it looks like she's looking over to the side. Like maybe she's catching someone's attention. I'm not sure. Is he important enough to be in the picture? Or you just want to come over and stand in? It's not your husband, is it? I don't think so. He's kind of in front of this plaque in a little bit of an odd way, but still, if he's important, you gotta keep him in, right? And she's doing a funny thing with her eyes there, too. Very sweet. Again, with cropping and straightening, though. Oh, college bound. How about that? He looks like he's thrilled. I know, it's just hard for teenage boys to look like they are so excited. Oh, so I don't know what all is happening, but I do like this picture. I'd say the last one better. And then if you wanted to crop this in closer, so, you know, there's more of just them. I don't know how much of this background you really need. I'm not crazy that their legs are missing, but, I mean like their feet are missing, but if you made it a 3/4, you know, a 3/4 portrait, I think that would be better. So just cropping. Actually, I think that one is better. Yes, because that guy in the middle, he looks pleased there. That's important. Oh, and he's helping your baby. That's sweet. Everybody's happy. Okay. This looks similar to the others. This is cute. There's so much beautiful orange here. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I think this one might be better expression for him. More flattering. And that one's nice too. We would just have to do a little bit of straightening, and honestly, Belinda, this might get into, this might get into a little bit of perspective. And that's something that I can help you with. See, this one is much straighter. And it's all about the lens of the camera facing your subject. If it's straight on, then you get the correct perspective. But if you're a little bit off, it just, you know, it makes converging lines, and, you know, so look at the difference between this picture, and I really like this picture. This really works. And this one right here. So the floorboards appear to be straight, but then this wainscoting in the background is going, whoop. And plus he's, you know, they're not centered enough, I would say. So if this one can be used, I think it's the best. Oh, more accomplishments. My goodness gracious. Very cute. Got to include that logo in there too. And again, it might require a little bit of finesse, or just simple straightening, because it appears that everything is a little bit, you know, diagonal here. And believe me, I know. It's hard to get all of your photography skills in your head at the same time that you're taking the picture while the person's in front of you waiting. You know what I mean? It's just, you try your best. Yeah. I like that one except for the cut off feet. But again, you could make it 3/4. I'm just not sure it would work. Same with that one. And just, you know, it's like all these oranges and reds work so very nicely together. So I think you were thoughtful about what to put together and how to place people. Yeah. anytime the teacher's in there. And this one's really nice and straight, actually. And this one as well. This must be a friend. Or also having accomplished things, right? I think that might be the end. Yep, looks like it. Okay, so Belinda, if you need further advice or you want me to work through this with you, so that you have it ready for, I don't know, you're going to have to buy a whole page out of the newspaper to put on all your girls' accomplishments. But anywho, yes, please contact me if you'd like to work on this together. But, play around a little bit. See what you think. Okay, I'm going to pause there. Hello, Bryce. So I can see you thought about, what did I do that I really liked doing, that I did well? And I hear you about hurricane damage. A few years ago, we got hit by really big Hurricane Irma. You guys might have gotten a touch of that too. But the damage was crazy. And I started taking pictures of all, and it was mostly like blown down signs. There was, after a while, there was like, who's going to care? Who's going to look at this? It's not like, a complete house leveled. That really grabs people's attention. And it just wasn't enough to do a series about. I really like this picture, Bryce. The first one, it's okay. I would definitely want to straighten it if you were going to use it. But these, I love how you captured their attention, two of them anyway, and just the way they're spaced. I like the sky, I like the composition. It's just an interesting photo. So, it could be something like, I don't know. I like how you said outdoorsy. I think you said that. Outdoor nature. That would also work. But then I think of livestock, It could be nature and farm portraits, livestock portraits. Not sure. And then this is so totally different than the others. So we got a little, I wanted to say water lilies, but I don't think they are water lilies. But they're very interesting. I really like, the curlicue vine over here. I think I would either want to remove this barbed wire or crop it out. And you might be more successful removing it because I don't want you to lose too much of this interest up here. And I think it could be actually cropped up at the bottom as well. But you still want to maintain your same aspect ratio. So remember when you're cropping, turn on, click on that ratio rather than, 3:4 or whatever, 1:1. Okay, so we're going to look at your contact sheet because I think I definitely see some other interesting things there. I always like to read what Antoine says, like once or twice at least. Okay, contact sheet for Bryce. It's always funny, the one I want has disappeared for the moment. So not a lot of pictures this week. Okay. Now this one already I like way better than your first favorite. I just think the hazy sun, the angle of the trees, they're so tall. You got a cool little flare down here. I think I would probably take this out of the image, if you possibly can do that. I think it's distracting and not interesting enough to keep. Again, just my opinion. You know that always. Okay. This one. I mean, at this point it feels like your category is trees. So I would encourage you to, okay, so the first image is really good. How can you make another image that has some kind of an angle to it so that the tree becomes more than just a tree? You know, I saw this tree in the woods. How can it be better? How can it be more about some aspect of the tree? You might need to move locations. You might need to do a lot of walking around to see where your best shot is. This one is a keeper for me. And then this one you do exactly that. You look at the trees from a different perspective. And I know, you know, maybe some people think that that's kind of a commonish thing to do, but there's very interesting things about it. I like how the clouds are interacting with the tree right here. That's a really cool focal point in the center. And, you know, there's just the curvature of the trees. They're so tall. If you could give it a good title for the trees, maybe that would work. And then this is also a nice composition. I find it interesting, all the different angles. Oh yeah, swamp. Who doesn't love a good swamp? It's just teeming with wildlife, right? I don't know that we need all of this in the foreground, like even especially that log, because there's such a beautiful kind of ambiance in this background with the colors. And I feel like if it were, you know, only maybe down this far, that it would be more of an interesting image. So you're going to have to play with, try cropping it, see what you think. You know, sometimes things like this will stand out if it remains in the image. Or, you know, this plant over here will become more interesting. So experiment with that. Okay, hold on. Did we finish already? Oh, no. I just didn't go left. Yeah, but I love the colors of that. And the layers of it, you know? Okay. I mean, somewhat interesting. This is nice just for the sake of color. And this is an interesting detail of a tree, you know, especially with the vines. So I'd have to say I don't mind this one. I like it. Not that I mind, you know what I mean. And then here we've got more beautiful color. So now you're getting into almost another category, unless you're thinking nature walk in the woods. But I think I would separate that from the livestock portraits. Wow, I love that color. Gorgeous. And then we talked about this one. Really like it. Just needs a little bit of tweaking. Okay, Bryce. That's my advice to you. Experiment a little bit more with this. Decide if you're going to make 2 or 3 categories out of it. Is there one of them that you want to shoot more? You know, like say you wanted to do more of the livestock. Why not? You've got one great image to get started with. So it's really up to you, and I'll be interested to see where you go with it. Okay, and last but not least, of course, Antoine. Oops, oh, there it is. I know this video is getting so epically long. Okay, so I was intrigued right away when I saw this, for more than one reason, really. I mean, this is interesting in itself, and then you're not sure what this is at first, honestly. You know, it seems like it would be obvious, but because we're missing almost all of the color, you know, it's like, what am I looking at? Wait a minute, what? And so you've drawn my interest in here with this, and then when I get to this part, oh my gosh, it all kind of comes together. You know, just that little bit of orange brings life back into this, you know, this cone, and it takes our eyes around through the image. So this one I really like. This one, it kind of looks like, you know, there's a firework going up there. The way that the glow is expanding, but I don't know that I love it. I mean, there's things about it I like. I like that deep blue sky. This I love. This I love. There's something about the warm light on this kind of abandoned looking place that's just really successful. And, you know, even the extra little blue light in the background, dark, the angles, I love it. I love it. So let's take a look at your context sheet, and then I've got ideas for you. Let's see. I just did this like 10 times. There's Antoine. Alright, let's zero in here. Okay. Ooh, that's such a cool halo. Ooh. I think this one is more odd, and that kind of makes it more interesting to me. Although in this image, I wonder what those are. That must be reflecting from something. But we've got all of these points of light. You know, it's like a little solar system. And it also has an interesting glow. Look at those colors in that hazy glow. Wow. That's cool. Yeah. I think I like this one. Yeah, I think I like this one better. It's more clean, more classy. This one, eh. This one, you're kind of getting into an idea of looking into places. It's got nice symmetry, but I think I've got better ideas. And all the shadows and everything are interesting. It's just this little entryway itself, you know, I don't know if it's exciting enough. Okay, I do like this image. It feels a little bit abstract. I would, I mean, there's a couple different ways you can go. You could decrease the contrast decrease the saturation and increase the contrast, so that you get more of that. It's almost a little bit haunting vibe, you know, where this is really brightly lit. Okay, this one I like very much. I like it a lot. I love the pattern of the stairways. I like this color. I like how it's centered. I like, you know, the frame of what's in the distance. Not super crazy about this arrangement, but still, I still like it. And let's see, this one is kind of interesting. You know, I think the side view is definitely better than the front because we've got more interest here. But is it interesting enough? I don't know. I almost feel like you have to crop it in closer so we just get the exciting parts. You see what I mean? This. Oops. What am I doing? It never responds like that. Right in. Oops. Boop, 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 boop. Like we don't even need this last pole. We just need this little cool place of light and this little bit of patterning and these interesting lights. So I like that. This one, I think you might have seen the moon and thought it might turn out a little better. It's okay. This golden light I am fascinated by. I don't think we need 2 light posts. No, I like the other one better. The other under the stairs. It's almost, it's like, feels like a mystery. You know, we're getting from point to point to point, searching for clues. And there's such a contrast between the, you know, the lamplight and the darkness. Okay, I am really just compelled by that light. I'm just, I don't know, really drawn to it. It's interesting. I wonder what is happening here. Are you shining some little lights? Okay, that is the keeper right there. This. Not this. Not that. And that one just doesn't feel like it fits. Okay, so here's my idea that I have for you. Your first image, where we see the tiny little orange window. Let's see, I'm not sure if it's even on here. Let's go back. This one. Okay, so this is a great starting point to like a little series, you know. I don't want to be cliche. I think you're a better writer than I am. So, I mean, think of something about mysteries in the dark, but don't think this is too weird. but I really love seeing the glow of a window from the outside at night. You know, it's not like I want to run up to the window and look in, just the glow that it's giving off into the night. And I know that there's a famous photographer that does stuff like that. I think his name is Todd Hido. But all of these, Hido, all of these have that, it's kind of welcoming, but, you know, you want to keep your distance. So I would capitalize on that, and I would include all of these little references to the warm light. And I think that that would make a beautiful series for you. And I know you could give it such a great story or title. So that is my suggestion for you, Antoine. Okay, now I gotta go get in bed, everybody. Wow, it's late. I've been talking way too long. Just like I said, fast forward to your part. You only need to know yours unless you're interested. You know, sometimes you are, sometimes you aren't. Okay, good night, everybody.